Welcome to the quarterly biohacking number 6 box video. This is one of my favorite things. I love playing around with this and just finding cool stuff that I'm interested in, stuff that I do, and then finding a way to get it to you that's just ridiculously cool. And this is ridiculously cool because I think this is the highest value box I've ever been able to deliver for you. Just because there's so much cool stuff in here. And I'm just gonna jump right in. First off though, I'm gonna show you my incredibly unattractive quarterly box. Your box was cool and sexy. My box was repackaged so I could ship it to Canada and get it ahead of you. So, well, yours should be prettier with all the nice tape and all the stuff, but the contents are the same. And I'm gonna walk you through what's in the box because, well, it's just cool. All right, paper, there's always paper. Okay, I'm just gonna go biggest first because this is awesome. FitnessGenes Starter System DNA Test. This is a test that gives you results for over 40 genes, and it shows you your genetic predisposition for food cravings, for insulin sensitivity, aerobic capacity, lactose intolerance, and they tell you what kind of an exercise program is gonna work best for your genetic background. So like if you're a caveman like me and used to be picking up heavy things and throwing spears at competing tribes, that's different than if you're like one of the people who should be running away from my spear. Like I respect that, it's okay either way. They'll recommend some nutrition blueprint stuff, which honestly, I tend to think that nutrition is really complex and avoiding the things that makes you weak is really important. And on the nutrition side of things, there's a lot you can do there. Although genetically here, they're just gonna say, do you tolerate carbs more than others? You get ongoing updates based on new genetic science and info. And a team of researchers who's really combed through a lot of the research about how your genetics impact your exercise. But here's the thing, this is a $200 test kit and you just got it for $100 in the box and I'm nowhere near done yet. On top of that, we've got 4 coupons good for $50 off for friends and family, which is worth another $200 if you have people who would be into this. And so like that is just ridiculous value. So I'm grateful that they really came through for you in order to do this. And this is neat. This is your data. This is very personalized. And the future of biohacking is all about what's in it for you, what's best for you. And this is an example of some of the amazing stuff that's happening. If you go to the Bulletproof conference later this fall in LA, you're going to hear a lot more about genetics and about stem cells and things like that because I'm focusing more on those things. Those are areas where you can get a lot more mileage out of what your body can do. But right now, this is a $200 test kit that is going to tell you things you didn't know about your predisposition for things. Another thing in here that I really like is the Core 150 Attitude Shaker Cup. I actually know the CEO of Core 150. And this thing is solid. Of course, it's BPA free. And the reason I like this and the reason I use it is it's got a really cool mesh for shaking stuff. But look at that. Inside this are 3 compartments that seal to let you put whatever you want. So you can put the upgraded whey in one of these things if you want to do that like post-workout, which is when I'd recommend that. You want to do some collagen, which is one of the major things I do with the upgraded collagen. I do that stuff every day. And the idea is if you're on the go, you can even put, if you want to, brain octane in one of these things. And what you've got is a full system to let you just carry it all in one thing. So depending on what your training regimen looks like and really what your day looks like, this is a way to just get more nutrition in. And I'm a huge fan of it. So I thought you'd appreciate that. It just makes your day easier. One of the things I'm working on in general is making everything way more convenient because you can spend so much energy just being bulletproof. I don't want to spend any energy doing anything. I want to save that energy for really important stuff. So that's one of the little things you could do to just get more convenience into your life and just waste less time. Another thing that I managed to fit into the box for you is this amazing little tube. This is Grunt Lip Balm from Primal Life Organics. And I like it because what an awesome name for lip balm. And Trina Felber was a recent podcast guest, and she makes this stuff. And the reason I like it is they actually make it fresh when you order it. So it's not something that's been sitting around for a long time. That means they don't have to put in fillers and artificial colors and fragrances, preservatives, parabens, phthalates, petrochemicals, beaver, anal gland, or anything else gross. Basically, the rule from the Bulletproof diet. And by now, if you're on quarterly box number 6, I'm really hoping that you have read the Bulletproof diet. But there's a rule in there that says don't put it on your skin if you wouldn't put it in your mouth. And we have that rule at my house, have for a very long time. And that means that this is made out of things like shea butter, coconut oil, beeswax, and peppermint oil. It's all natural stuff. And of course, there's a card with a coupon code for your next order. But the reason I like this stuff is I travel a good amount. And if you're going to be on airplanes, having a little bit of lip balm, I always have some with me because you just don't have dry, cracked lips. It's annoying, and protecting those parts of your skin is part of looking good and actually feeling good. So I do my best to not have super chapped lips all the time, and this is one of those things that helps, and it's just nice for travel. And by the way, it doesn't smell like cherries, and it doesn't dye your lips red, those are things I usually look for in my lip care products. Next up, there's a digital download that only works for Android because they don't have it for Apple, and that's not their fault. That's Apple's fault because Apple doesn't allow this. But it's the Irlen Digital Overlay App. And this is something you normally have to pay for. We give you a card with a coupon, and there's also a coupon for what they call Irlen Clings. These are colored overlays that actually go on your laptop or your phone or your iPad. And what these do is they filter out the colors that might make your brain weak. Here's the deal. 48% of people are sensitive to some spectrums of light. It's not that your eyes can't see them, it's that your brain processes those differently. And that difference in how you feel and the amount of energy you have throughout the day can be huge. So if half of the people listening have this going on, and every one of you who's using Android can just install this app and be like, oh wait, when I read this way, I can read 5 times longer before I get tired. Like, that's just free energy. You don't have to do anything to get that, but install an app. And for the rest of you, you get one of the clings and you put that on your screen. You might need to test the colors. I've been tested. I'm actually a certified tester for Erlin sensitivity now. And I found this in so many people. It's amazing. It's liberating to just get your brain back. So this is something that I really think is important. And you can get that in here. And I'll show you the card, assuming I can dig it up. It says Erlin Colored Overlays. It gives you a major discount. And here's actually all the details you need are on the back side of the card. But this is actually like a really important download. If you don't have this, you're wasting your energy. It makes me almost want to use Android, except, well, I'm all trained on the Mac and I'm lazy. All right, next up. This is precious. It's precious because it's an O, which is a sign of infinity. All right, no, it's none of that. It's actually black electrical tape. And this sounds ridiculous, but I take some of this with me, not a whole roll like this. This is enough to last for like 5 years. I take some and I wrap it around a pen and I stick it in my bag. And then when I go to a hotel room and they have that stupid flashing green LED above the bed, the one that's gonna flash all night long that really does disrupt your sleep quality, well, what you do is you just put a little bit of tape over it and you're done. And while you're at it, you might as well go around your house and every one of those little power supplies you have plugged in with a little white or blue or green LED on it, slap a little bit of this tape on it. This is the cheapest, fastest way to improve the quality of your sleep and to just reduce unhealthy sources of light in your house. We've all taught ourselves to avoid junk food, and no one says anything about junk light, but junk light it's not as important as junk food. I'd rather sit under natural sunlight or natural spectrum light and eat really good food. But if I can only do one of the two, I'm gonna eat really good food because that's the most important. But if you can do things to cut your exposure to unnatural spectrum blue light, this is one of the little things you can do, and it will improve your sleep. So just walk around your house, especially your bedroom, and when you're traveling, take this with you, and you'll be amazed at what electrical tape can do to improve the quality of your sleep and to reduce visual stress. It's totally worth it, and having this laying around is just amazing. All right, what's up next? One of my favorite items. I tossed in a couple Bulletproof Bars. These, if you haven't had these before, they will change your entire life when you're at work, when you travel, because you eat one and you just don't care about food. It's almost as strong as Bulletproof coffee in terms of just suppressing cravings. You eat it, like, I'm full, like I'm really satisfied. And that is something that I targeted. This is one of the more difficult products I've ever made. and I wanted you just to get a chance to try it. It tastes like a vanilla cookie. It's delicious, and when you try a couple of these, you're going to realize that they totally change the quality of your day. I just got back from Hawaii on a family vacation. We bought like one of these per day for every member of the family, including the kids. So we just never thought about being hungry even once, and came back. We didn't even have to eat all the bars we had. And along with those, let's see, I tossed in a code. Maybe I'll email you the code. I think it's not here in my box. Where you can get a substantial discount off multiple cases of those. Way more discount than I normally offer. So this is a way for you to say, all right, I like these. I'm in the inside circle here with the Dave Asprey quarterly box. So like, I just want you to have access to those because they're epic and awesome and amazing, and I'll make it as affordable as I know how to do it for you. And if this isn't your first box, you know that I'm probably best known for these amazing golden tickets. I put thousands and thousands of dollars of items in the box because some of the stuff that's really cool is just too expensive to fit into a box at this price point. And I don't want to raise the price point on you because that's not cool. I want to deliver more value. This is like a way for me to share. So what we've got in here that's awesome is a Tortuga backpack golden ticket. And we're giving away 10 of these bags. These are really cool. All right. This is a Tortuga backpack. So it's awesome for a couple of reasons. One, it maximum space, fits under the seat in front of you. But the reason I like it is it has a laptop sleeve in it. This is officially a laptop bag. What does this mean? It means you can have a roll-on bag and one of these. This is your personal item. And having a personal item that's this big means you can basically never check a bag again. And all right, here's an insider tip, and I don't know where I heard this, but if you did have a physician write on the back of a sheet of paper somewhere, a physician from any country you can name, a prescription for, say, some sort of like, say, oil maybe, that is medically necessary for you, even if it's a really big, say, 32-ounce white bottle, and there's a big sticker on it that says medical prescription from Dr. So-and-so with a phone number, you're allowed to bring medical liquids in any volume with you when you travel anywhere, as long as you have a doctor's note on that thing. So you could slip said bottle right inside this bag, put the bag on your back, and walk right into the airport, and you could fly that way. And that's kind of a legitimate way to travel. And if you also had, say, maybe a stick of butter and a soap dish, the one you got in one of the other quarterly boxes that I shipped out, I think you'd be good to go. Anyway, this Tortuga backpack it's just shaped awesomely. And the other thing that's important, if you're going to be running through airports, which happens to me quite often, by the way, I wear my 5 fingers when I travel because it's way more comfortable. You don't want to take your shoes off on an airplane because it's disgusting. You know how many like whatevers have been under that seat in front of you? So I just kind of run through airports with this. But it's got the strap that goes around your waist, and some padded straps, so it's a little bit more beefy than your typical like dorky backpack, but it's still businessy enough. This is made by Tortuga. I also use these things. We didn't send these out in the Golden Ticket Awards, but they also make these packing cubes. And if you're into travel or you just travel a lot, if you don't have these packing cubes, you're missing out, because having packing cubes that organize your electronics, all your cords and crap like that, as well as socks, t-shirts, things like that, everything in my bag's in a packing cube. That way when TSA wants to rifle through your bag to understand what that unidentified white powder, aka collagen protein, might be, well, it just makes it easier for them to rifle through it in a more organized fashion. You throw it all back in there and you're back on the plane. I can also say, by the way, on my trip last week, we sprinted through the Seattle airport, cleared customs, and I sprinted with a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, and we made the flight. They literally had to reopen the door for us, but we made it. It was like 12 minutes, I think. It was an amazing, epic run, and I didn't know my kids could do that. But if you have a backpack like that, you can totally pull it off. So thanks to Tortuga for not only giving away 10 backpacks, but they give you a card for 15% off, which is the only discount promotion they've ever done in the history of the company, and it's only for Bulletproof people. So there's a card with a special code for you. This is not a normal discount. This is a massive thing. These are very high-end backpacks. I really like mine. And 10 people listening to this are just getting one for free. And next up, when it comes to wine, a lot of people would think, oh, there's no such thing as a bulletproof wine, but Dry Farm's wine is just an amazing invention. This is wine that is super bulletproof. And what they're doing is they're giving everyone in Quarterly a bottle of wine for a penny. And for 100 people, we're just sending wine for free without even charging you a penny. And these are really high-end bottles of European wine that are lab tested. Dry farm wines went through this insane process, very similar to the bulletproof process, just in the level of just complete focus on every little detail to make wine that's very low sugar and very low toxin. I feel different when I drink their wine. It's very noticeable. The neurotoxins that are very common in wine, especially wine that isn't not export grade European wine. In other words, Europe will ship wine that has more toxins than is allowed in Europe, because the European standards are very, very tight for some toxins in wine. But dry farm exceeds all those limits, and it's an amazing thing. So you get low histamine, low sulfites, and low bioamines. Tyramine is one of those. And it's tested very extensively for these toxins with no additives. So if you, let's see, we're giving away 100 bottles of that. So you don't all get a code for that, but that's a pretty good giveaway. And the card looks like this. So I'm a huge fan of dry farm wines. It's the only wine I recommend as being bulletproof compliant, and they actually source it from multiple wineries, but they have the same rules for each of them. So it's pretty advanced. We serve this stuff at the Bulletproof conference, and it lets you actually it lets you have a little bit of wine instead of drinking vodka or something like that, and still get that clean feeling. And the founder of Dry Farm and I are in full agreement. Alcohol is not good for you. It's not a performance enhancing substance. We also both know, look, you're probably going to drink sometimes. I'm cool with that. Just recognize that it's not, you're not doing it for your health. You're doing it because you like it, and that it comes at a cost, and that you can counteract that. And there's all sorts of stuff on the Bulletproof website about things you can take before and after. But this is a way to just drink less toxic alcohol that tastes really good. I think it's a totally worthwhile effort. I'm in full support of what they're doing at Dry Farms. So you can check out the code on the thing in your box. That's it for the Quarterly box. Like I said, this is maybe the highest value box that I've ever been able to put together for you. And getting your genes tested, getting the possibility of getting some of these Tortuga backpacks, and definitely getting the shaker cup is just about making things easier and giving you more knowledge and more control over what you're doing. You should sign up now for the next box, because it's pretty epic what we're planning for that. My goal, and I don't always meet this goal, but I'm really working on it, is to always exceed the previous box in coolness. In the last box, you actually got like brain stimulation hardware that you would never expect to get in a box at this price point. So I'm trying to just cram stuff in there, even if we have to kind of break a few rules to do it, because this is a way for me to share it and give back, and I have fun with this stuff. The final golden ticket item is giving away 2 2016 Bulletproof Conference passes, September 23rd through 25th in Pasadena. And if you're there, you'll actually get to try some dry farm wine, as well as a whole bunch of other crazy biohacking stuff. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, we're talking a lot about genes, we're talking a lot about stem cells, and a lot about mitochondria in your body. So this is a conference where you go to experience things and not just hear a lecture from a bunch of people. We'll get the world's best speakers on the topics that we're doing. You're going to actually hear from the doctor who drilled into my iliac crest, my hip, and pulled marrow out and stuff like that. It's pretty crazy. So you'll learn some stuff, but you get to try some stuff, and it's that combination that's amazing. These passes are worth $1,500 a piece, and there's a discount right now. You get in for a lot more. You go to bulletproofconference.com and get more info about what's at the conference. But 2 people listening right now are going to get a free conference pass, a full conference pass, which is pretty cool. And that just increases the value for everyone listening. And while you're at it, if you missed last time in the last video, if you send an email to quarterly@bulletproof.com, I'll respond back with a bunch of free Bulletproof conference videos for you. And I'll also give you a substantial discount code on the Bulletproof website. So just email quarterly@bulletproof.com right now. Just let me know your email address and all that stuff, and I will take care of you and give you something extra. This lets me communicate directly with you about all the cool stuff that's happening, and I'm pretty excited about the next box. So sign up for that and enjoy everything you just got. Have an awesome day.